I'm going to start off today by saying if I sound a little nasally, congested, it's because I am. I'm not sick. My allergies are just running completely rampant right now with like the weather changing. All the fields are being plowed and dust is in the air, so I'm all screwed up. But here we are with the second to last episode of the Modern Initial D series. So we got this one and we got one more. And that last one, I saved that one for last on purpose because that car, when I did the original like Initial D Cars series a couple years back, I did all the cars that were in the game at the time from Initial D. And this last one that I'm doing next time, this car was not featured in that original series. Like they didn't have the original version of the car in this game, and they still don't. So it's getting a modern interpretation, but I never did the original. This Supra, on the other hand, I did do the original back then. It was this car. Well, it was originally a Mark IV Supra in the show, and I believe it was in stage 4 or 5 they featured that Mark IV Supra. And I know it's one of those stages because I'm pretty sure that episode I had to watch in Japanese. So, yeah, let's get to it. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys a build and tune. Then I'm gonna show you guys how to make it look the way it looks. We're gonna head to the mountain pass and do a downhill run. Plain and simple. So, stock engine, stock drivetrain, no wide body. Then aero pieces, stock front bumper, the street rear wing, the Toyota Heritage street rear wing, whatever they're calling it, the Toyota racing rear bumper, and the street side skirts. Moving on to the wheels and tires, we have semi-slick race tire compound, we have 285mm front tires, 315mm rear tires. Then as far as the wheels go, with the original cars, when I got those wheels and I went to put them on the modern versions, most of them didn't look right and they looked a little dated. So I went and found similar styled wheels that looked a little more proper on modern cars. This might be the same set of wheels, I don't really remember because I did build that original Mark IV Supra 2 years ago. But anyway, for the modern version, we do have the ADV1, ADV055, or I'm dyslexic, guys. The ADV1, ADV0 or 0, 5S MV2 standard wheels, which are in the sport rim style. Then for the track width, you want the middle one for the front, so that second one. Then for the rear, you want the maxed out widest you can go. Moving to the drivetrain, race clutch, race transmission, race driveline, race differential, race brakes, race suspension, race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars, no roll cage, race weight reduction, race intake, race fuel system, race ignition, race valves, race cam, race exhaust, race engine block, race pistons, stock turbo, race flywheel, race oil and cooling, and finally race intercooler. And moving over to the tune, we have for the tire pressure 28 in the front, 30 in the rear. For the gearing, the final drive I for sure changed to 2.20, and I believe the rest of this to be stock. But I'm not really 100% sure because shoot, my mind just went blank. Oh yeah, I'm not 100% sure because I built this car back in like March or April of this year, being 2024. It's currently like almost the end of September. So I haven't even touched this car in so long. So if your gearing's different, go ahead, pause it, match it up, and resume. For the alignment, camber 1.6 in the front, 0.9 in the rear. Or negative 1.6 and negative 0.9, I should say. For the toe, you want positive 1.3 out in the front, then negative 1.7 in for the rear. The front caster angle should be 5.8. Anti-roll bars 25.9 in the front, 18.6 in the rear. Springs, the front 472.4, the rear 371.3. Ride height should be 4.8 front and back. Damping, for your rebound stiffness, you want 6.5 in the front, 6.0 in the rear. For the bump stiffness, 4.0 in the front, 1.0 in the rear. Aero, shouldn't have this, but if you do, leave it stock. For the braking, for your balance, you want 57% towards the front and your pressure 72%. Finally, the differential, 79 acceleration and 28 deceleration. So to get the car to look this way, if I remember correctly, it is just stock white. So your stock white paint, it's under the manufacturer colors. Then paint the wheels black and tint your windows, and you're done. It's probably the easiest one out of this series to make. So now we're gonna head on over to the mountain pass, and while we load over there, I want to say, of course, I did not do a practice run. I have not touched nor driven this car since March or April whenever I built it, but I did drive it extensively to get the tune down correct back then. So my driving's probably going to be awful because I haven't touched this car in so long. I'm not used to it. Just a heads up. It's a running joke at this point that I don't do practice runs. Like, at first I was like, oh man, I forgot to do it. Now it's just like I'm not doing it on purpose, as like a joke. And the second thing is, these cars aren't drift cars. They're not in the show either. Like, my drift zone score isn't going to be that high. And that's because it's a downhill race car that possesses the capability to drift. Plain and simple. Ooh, that's my fault. Probably should not have, hold on, let me decline this phone call. Okay. I don't know that number anyway. I don't know why they're calling me at this time of night either. No, I'm being quiet right now, and that makes it a bit awkward to watch this, but I'm just so congested and everything that I don't feel like talking. But I'll try to talk for you guys, you know, like, I'm trying my best here. But it's just like, I will say, I will add, this car is a little more grippy than the others. I didn't realize that this one, like, had this much grip. Like, it'll still drift, but it's, like, more grippy than the other cars are. be back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, and it is raining now. Okay. Well, I think now that all of that is done, we'll do some donuts. That's how we end off all the videos here. Can't really do much because it's raining. I don't really want to go too wide because I'll probably spin out. But anyway, with all that being said and done, I want to say thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and that is all for me today.